When I saw the old building, it instantly went to a Supreme Court justice. And this particular man, I could see as he slept. It's like I could see through the eyes of Jesus or something, and see how he was dreaming, see what he was thinking in his dreams. Had visited this man in a dream. And this justice, in his dream, he had went up to heaven and he was standing before the Lord. I've been a judge in the highest courts in the land, and now I'm being judged. And the Lord spoke to him and told him, said, hold up your hands. And he held them up like this. And when he looked at them, there was blood. There was blood dripping off his hands. But he looked at the other lady, Justice, and said, will you help me? And she jumped up like she was waiting on that and said, yes, I will. So they grabbed that big table they were at and they turned it. And as they turned that table, something happened, something in the atmosphere began to just shake under a supernatural presence of God that was just unreal. A man was standing outside and had been waiting like he had been waiting there for some time. And he walked out with the envelope and he handed it. And he said, this will change everything. And after that, stuff was handed out. I saw some kind of, and I'm trying to hurry, some kind of law enforcement agency or something had uncovered a ring of child traffickers that had ties with political people in the state of New York. I saw several people from the state of Pennsylvania. They were arrested. Their time's coming. And then it went out through different other states. And they was arrested out west. Seen them handcuffed. They were some kind of suited people with badge handcuffed, but they handcuffed the people and was carrying them off. I looked out through different various cities, and these people started burning again and rioting and all kind of just chaos, just major chaos was going on in different cities. This man that was standing by the Liberty, he took my hand and we were back at the Liberty. And I began to look out at the people, and the people around it started lifting up her like under her elbows. And this man spoke to me and told me, he said, I am the Alpha, I am the Omega. I am the first and I am the last. I am he that was dead, but behold, I'm alive forevermore. America will rise. There will be a shaking across this world of revival. He grabbed my hand and I seen like a clip of Air Force One picking up President Trump. And this ain't thing of the past, this is the future that's coming.
I thought it was fixing to. Do you say fixing in Alabama?
Dixon too, yes.
I say fixing too.
Yeah.
My husband is from New Hampshire, but he acts like he's from the South.
Yeah.
So I took him
He-
in.
Too long, he'll be talking like me and you.
Right, but he asked me, "What's fixing to? What's that mean?" You'll figure it out. Okay. All right. So now we go back.
But I'd seen the blood dripping off his hands as he stood before the Lord. And this did not mean that Justice Roberts had done any kind of mass murdering stuff in this world. It had nothing to do with his natural life, the blood on his hands. But it was a spiritual thing to Justice Roberts. And this is what the scripture I heard being quoted as Justice Roberts was standing there and the blood was dripping. Now, I have no idea if Justice Roberts has repented of his sins or where he's at spiritually. I don't know. But I'm just going to tell the dream exactly like I seen it. And this is what he said. He said, when a righteous man, this was being spoke to him actually by the Lord.
Oh, I didn't catch that. So this was actually being spoken to him by the Lord in
Yes.
the dream. Okay.
Yes. When a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die. Because thou hast not given him warning, he shall die in his sins. And his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered. But his blood will I require at thine hand. More or less, the Lord was, he was so tore up of the Lord just dealing with the man that his responsibility was far beyond anything that naturally you could imagine. He had a responsibility to the Lord as well as to the United States of America. But he come back to and he went inside. He was so distraught in the dream, tore up. Of course, something like that would tear me up. And he come back inside that little office where there was a huge table, a long wood-looking table, real nice, like a big meeting table, pretty long. And Justice Amy Barrett was sitting in there, and he looked at her and said, "Would you help me?" And Justice Robert grabbed one end of the table, and they turned it. They turned it completely around. And that's when he had a folder in his hand, and he walked out and handed it to a man that was standing outside the building, dressed in like a blue uniform with, I said gold, it was brass. It was real shiny on the top, shiny shoes. They went over to another building, this man did. Justice Roberts stayed. The other man went over, and there was four other or so in this other building. He passed out to them. They started giving it out to 500, 6, 7, 8, maybe 1,000 different people inside this building, which I knew it had something to do with pickup orders and arrest warrants and turning things around in the nation. Now, I don't know the exact particulars of what an affidavit is versus a search warrant, hardly. But I know that it was something to do with turning this nation completely around. And something that really I looked at this morning, even myself, even after these several days of having the dream, is what the Lord is really saying overall in this dream is about the liberty. We have lost our liberty to the United States. We no longer are a free country.
Yeah.
It's gone. And the people are trying to uphold that statue, but she's weak and her flame is going out, meaning our liberty is being attacked on every side. Being that there was just 2 of the justices turning the table, there's not 9. So that means the Supreme Court is not involved here.
Yes.
They are not involved with turning over. Now, God might decide to use them, but it'll be the hand of God. But God is going to speak. God's got his people. And I know we might not see a lot of times what God's doing. And I've heard a lot about Justice Roberts. I'm not one to sit here and judge the man by what I know or what I don't know. Because I don't know too much about the man other than he is the Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court. But I do know this, that I have often learned in my lifetime, and the Lord taught me a long time ago, a very, very important lesson in my life. And if I can just narrow it down, I'll say this. Joseph in the Bible ran out of a woman's house naked. And the woman was screaming rape. Joseph spent 13 years of his life in a dungeon for something that Joseph did not do. But he sure looked guilty. But sometimes we're too easy. We're just too easy. We want revenge. I'm going to get you, Paige. Yeah. I'm going to get you for what you've done to me. We want somebody, I want you to pay. Yeah. Well, that's not what the Lord's about. The Lord can forgive. It's easy for me to forgive my daughter. I do that in a hurry. And my little grandbaby, she don't hardly do no wrong, no how. But can I forgive my enemy?
Yes.
Can I forgive them that really hates me?
Yes.
That's hard to do, but we can do it with the Spirit of God. But I believe this is not over.
Yeah. So in that,
a supernatural power of God is going to do this.
Yes. Yes.